Welcome to War Bios, the podcast where we delve into the lives of history's greatest military minds. I'm your host, General Biography, and today we're going to explore the fascinating life of Jean Lannes, one of Napoleon's most trusted and accomplished marshals. Born on April 10, 1769 in Lectoure, a charming town nestled in the rolling hills of southern France, Lannes would rise from humble beginnings to become a titan of the Napoleonic Wars. As we journey through the early life of Jean Lannes, we find ourselves in the picturesque Gascony region, where the young Lannes grew up surrounded by the rustic beauty of the French countryside. His family, though not wealthy, was respectable and well established in the community. Jean's father, Jean Lannes, was a successful merchant who owned a small shop in Lectoure, selling textiles and other essential goods to the local population. His mother, Marie-Louise Eugénie Pommelet, was a homemaker who managed the household and raised their 5 children. Lectoure, with its narrow cobblestone streets and half-timbered houses, was a small but vibrant town that played an important role in the regional trade. The Lannes family lived in a modest but comfortable house on the Rue de la République, just a short walk from the town's central square. Jean's childhood was marked by a strong sense of community and family, with many relatives and friends living in and around Lectoure. As a young boy, Jean attended the local primary school, where he received a basic education in reading, writing, and arithmetic. He showed a keen interest in his studies, particularly in mathematics and history, which would serve him well in his future military career. Outside of school, Jean enjoyed exploring the countryside, hunting, and playing with his friends in the nearby woods. The historical context of Lannes' early years was marked by significant events that would shape his character and future path. The French Revolution, which began in 1789, had a profound impact on the country, leading to the overthrow of the monarchy and the establishment of the First Republic. As the revolution gained momentum, Lectoure became a hub of radical activity, with many locals supporting the Jacobin cause. By 1792, Lannes had joined the volunteer battalion of Gers, marking the beginning of his military career. This pivotal decision would set him on a path that would take him from the battlefields of Europe to the highest echelons of Napoleonic power. However, before we delve into Lannes' remarkable military achievements, let us first explore the formative experiences that shaped his early years. Lannes' family played a significant role in shaping his character and future path. His father, Jean, was a hard-working man who instilled in Jean a strong sense of discipline and responsibility. His mother, Marie-Louise Eugénie, was a kind and nurturing woman who encouraged Jean's curiosity and love of learning. The Lannes family was also deeply rooted in the community, with many relatives and friends living in and around Lectoure. We see a young man who was driven by a sense of duty, honor, and ambition, with a deep love for his country and its people. As we now turn to Lannes' remarkable military career, we find ourselves on the battlefields of Europe, where he would rise through the ranks of the French army with astonishing speed. It was during this period that Lannes developed a reputation for bravery, strategic genius, and unwavering loyalty to Napoleon, who would eventually appoint him as one of his most trusted marshals. Lannes' military career began in 1792, when he joined the volunteer battalion of Gers. He quickly distinguished himself through his courage and tactical prowess, earning promotion after promotion until he became a general of division in 1801. This rapid rise was due in no small part to Lannes' exceptional leadership skills, which inspired loyalty and devotion in his troops. One of the most significant events in Lannes' military career was his participation in the Italian campaign of 1796 to 797, where he fought alongside Napoleon against the Austrian and Sardinian armies. It was during this campaign that Lannes developed a deep understanding of Napoleon's military strategy and tactics, which would serve him well in future battles. In 1800, Lannes played a crucial role in the Battle of Montebello, where he led a daring charge against the Austrian lines, breaking through their defenses and securing a decisive victory for the French. This bravery and tactical genius earned Lannes widespread recognition and admiration, both within the French army and among his enemies. As Napoleon's power grew, so did Lannes' influence and responsibility. In 1804, he was appointed as one of Napoleon's marshals, a position that gave him command over vast armies and allowed him to play a key role in shaping Napoleon's military strategy. Lannes' relationship with Napoleon was complex and multifaceted, marked by both deep loyalty and occasional disagreements. Despite these tensions, Lannes remained one of Napoleon's most trusted advisors, providing counsel on matters ranging from military tactics to diplomacy. He was also known for his unwavering commitment to his troops, who loved and respected him for his bravery, fairness, and generosity. Throughout his military career, Lannes was driven by a strong sense of duty, honor, and ambition. He was deeply committed to the ideals of the French Revolution, which had inspired him to join the army in the first place. At the same time, he was also motivated by a desire for personal glory and recognition, which sometimes led him to take risks that put himself and others in harm's way. We see a man who is driven by a complex mix of motivations, from patriotism and loyalty to personal ambition and a desire for glory. We also see a leader who is capable of inspiring devotion in his troops, while also navigating the treacherous waters of Napoleonic politics. As we now turn to the later years of Lannes' life, we find ourselves in the midst of the Peninsular War, a brutal and devastating conflict that would test the mettle of even the greatest military leaders. In 1807, Lannes was appointed as the commander of the French army in Spain, where he faced off against the combined forces of Spanish and British troops. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, Lannes proved himself to be a brilliant tactician, using his knowledge of the terrain and his understanding of Napoleonic strategy to secure a series of crucial victories. One of the most significant battles fought by Lannes during this period was the Battle of Tudela, where he led a daring charge against the Spanish lines, breaking through their defenses and securing a decisive victory for the French. This bravery and tactical genius earned Lannes widespread recognition and admiration, both within the French army and among his enemies. However, Lannes' time in Spain was cut short when he was recalled to Austria to participate in the Battle of Aspern-Essling. It was during this battle that Lannes would meet his untimely demise, struck by a stray cannonball while leading a charge against the Austrian lines. His death sent shockwaves throughout the French army, and Napoleon himself was said to have been deeply affected by the loss of one of his most trusted marshals. Despite his tragic end, Lannes' legacy lived on, inspiring generations of military leaders and strategists. He remains one of the most fascinating and important figures in military history, a true giant of the Napoleonic era. His bravery, tactical genius, and unwavering commitment to his troops have become legendary, and his name is still invoked today as an example of the very best that military leadership has to offer. We see a man who was driven by a complex mix of motivations, from patriotism and loyalty to personal ambition and a desire for glory. And we see a leader who was capable of inspiring devotion in his troops while also navigating the treacherous waters of Napoleonic politics. In the end, Lannes' story is one of triumph and tragedy, of brilliant victories and devastating defeats. It is a testament to the enduring power of human spirit and the importance of leadership in times of war and peace. As Napoleon himself once said, Lannes was one of my most trusted marshals, a man of great courage and strategic genius. His death was a devastating blow to me and to the French army, but his legacy lives on, inspiring generations of military leaders and strategists. That's all for today's War Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm General Biography reminding you to keep marching toward victory.